Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Katrice, and today we're going to be doing a get ready with me story time type of vibe today. So today our story time is going to be about getting into our first fight, which was located in Costa Rica. I actually put this on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Katrice. I actually asked you all what you wanted to see first, and you all picked the story time. So here we go. This is our story time of when I got into my first fight. Alright, so I'm going to start off by first doing my eyebrows, and we're just going to start with the background of the story. So this fight took place in, I believe it was 2014 while I was in college. I was actually taking Spanish at the time, and we were doing a study abroad trip to Costa Rica. So I signed up for the trip. We went along with Albany State. Wow. We went with Albany State as well. So we had like, I believe it was 2 or 3, no, it was 3 students from Albany State that went to Costa Rica with us for a month. So there was a girl on the trip. I'm gonna call her, I'm gonna call her Shorty. There was a girl on the trip named Shorty and another girl on the trip. Y'all know her, so I'm not gonna say her name either, but we're gonna call her, we're gonna call her Tasha. So, it was Tasha, Shorty, and I'm gonna say Blondie for the third girl, because, I mean, she wasn't really relevant in the picture of the fight, but she was there. And then the girl that I roomed with, her name is going to be Star. So, it was me, Star, Shorty, Tasha, and Blondie going on the trip. Tasha, Blondie, and Shorty was from Albany State, and Star was from Savannah State. So we all went on the trip. We lived with parents or families that were from Costa Rica, and like that's how we lived on a day-to-day basis. We lived with the family, they fed us, and we went to school and we learned Spanish and we took trips. So me, Star, and Shorty lived in the same area of the families. Like we would walk to school together. We would like basically do everything together because we were in a foreign country. We don't know anybody. Everybody spoke Spanish. I think I was the most fluent in Spanish than the other two, but I still was not the best in Spanish. So we stuck together. So one day after class, I believe this was probably like the last 2 weeks of us being there. So we were already there 2 weeks. We were having a great time. Everybody was vibing. This was like the 3rd week. Me and Star, we decided to go get our nails done. So we asked our parents, you know, where's the best nail salon? You know, where can we get our nails done? This is what we want. You know, do you all do that down here? So she found us a girl that did the nails, and we basically booked an appointment. So before we booked an appointment, we asked Shorty and we asked Tasha and Blondie if they wanted to go. Blondie and Tasha said no automatically, and Shorty was just like, let me check with my boyfriend, you know, or it was something about her boyfriend and not having the money or whatever. So we just like, okay, cool, we just gonna go and call it a day. So that the day of our nail appointment rolls around, and we go get our nails done. And we hit up Shorty and we're like, hey sis, you know, we went and got our nails done. We're about to go to school. Where you at? Like that. Or we're about to head back home, then go to school. On the way of us headed home, we saw her headed to the school. So we're like, hey, you know, calling out to her across the street. She acting like she don't hear us, you know, just being real shady. So we like, okay, like that's cool. So we go home, we get dressed, and then we go to school. Y'all, she is ignoring us. She's not talking to us. And we're just like, what's the problem? Like, we didn't even do anything. All we did was go get our nails done. Literally. That's all we did. We went to go get our nails done. And we asked before we went, and everybody was like, nah, they ain't really trying to do all that. So we just confused on what's going on. But at that point, we're just like, we don't care. It's Costa Rica. We're not gonna even see you when we get back home. Like, it's whatever. So we get to school, everybody noticing that she's not talking to us, everybody asking what's going on, and we just like, we don't know why she's mad, but you know, we asked her previously if she wanted to come. She said no because of money, and there was other witnesses that heard, like, she said she didn't have the money and stuff like that, so they were just as confused as we were. But at that point, again, we didn't care. So we were just going about our business. We were still having a good old time, laughing and kicking. She was sitting by herself at lunch and just basically isolating herself from the group. So Tasha, being the nice person that she is, she I ain't gonna say took her under her wing, but she basically was like being her friend at that time. I mean, not that we were not trying to be her friend, but Tasha was making the effort to like go sit with her, talk with her, and da-da-da-da. So she took that and ran with it. Everything we did, she was up on Tasha's ass. I mean, but she was up on her butt. We went, what was it? I think it was ziplining at the time. We did something, and she was just all up under her. And then, okay, so basically, sis was just following Tasha around. Shorty was following Tasha around everywhere she went, and or everything that she wanted to do, she just like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. So at first, me and Star was making a joke out of it, and we was like, she's really following her like a puppy, bro. Like, every time she would go somewhere, she's like, come on, like, that's what it seemed like. So we was making a joke and calling her a puppy. It sounds really bullyish of us at this moment, me speaking about it, but that's what we were like. It was an inside joke for me and Star. So one day Tasha was like, Ebony, Star, do y'all want to come over to come over to my family's house, you know, and just chill? I think we had got out of class early or something, or we didn't have class that day. And we were just like, yeah, let's go after we do whatever. I don't even remember what the actual activity was that we were doing when she asked. But Shorty basically invited herself. She was just like, oh, okay, I'll come. And we were just like, first of all, she didn't invite you. Like, the whole conversation was Ebony and Star. And you're just like, yeah, I'm coming. So we just like... we were just like, sis, like, nobody wants you there. So the whole time we're walking over to Tasha's family's house, she is up under her butt once again. So me and Star, we just falling back. We're walking behind them, but we're walking kind of far, and we're just laughing and talking. Like, we're just like, look at bruh. Like, what is she doing? Like, she's really being one of those chicks that just like invites herself to places and all this other stuff. So we just chilling, talking. Mind y'all, in Costa Rica, everything is huge. The dogs were huge. The kids were huge. They were bigger than normal. Like, everything was different. Bugs, huge. Everything was different. So actually, on the way to Tasha's house, we did see a real live dog that was huge. So we got to Tasha's house. We were just chilling. Everybody was just talking. Blondie was she was just pretty much to herself most of the trip, honestly. But we were all just chilling and talking on Tasha's and Blondie's bed because they roomed together. So we were just chilling with them, and Tasha invited us to the other room, and me and Star went over into the other room, and we were just chilling. And I don't know how we ended up getting on. I don't know how we ended up getting on Tasha's computer, but we ended up on her computer. And so yeah, we ended up going to the other room, and we were on Tasha's computer, and she was just like, hey, let's make a video, like kind of like a podcast is nowadays. We were like just making a video of us, like, you know how you used to do back in the day. You used to pull up your computer and just make videos on the actual computer camera, or take pictures on the actual computer camera. That's what we were doing. So they were like, what do y'all want to talk about? So me and Star, being the petty ones that we was like, let's talk about these big dogs, and let's talk about these dogs in Costa Rica. And we were just laughing because we knew that we were initially talking about her, Shorty, but at the same time we were talking about the actual dog, the big dog that we seen on the way to Tasha's family's house. So we was like, oh my gosh, like, dogs, they just be following you, and they're so big, and da 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 da. And Shorty in the corner, here she go. Me and Star looked at each other. I looked at Shorty. I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, if you got something to say, don't you gotta be subliminal about it? You ain't gotta call me a dog. I'm not an instant dog. I said a hit dog a holler. Cause how do you know we was even talking about you? Who said we was even talking about you? We legit saw a dog on the way over here, and we talking about the dog. And she was like, nah, like just really getting buck with it. So me, I take this to the computer, and it's on my lap. I did just like this. I said, what you want to do about it? Like, what do you really want to do about it? You trying to fight? Cause that's what it sounds like. You getting real buck. So I stood up. Now I gotta actually show y'all. Hold on, I'm finna show y'all. So I stood up. And this Shorty over here, I stood up and I'm like, what you want to do about it? What you want to do about it? And I backed her up into a corner. So I was like this, and she was like this tall. So I'm like, what you want to do about it? What you want to do about it? So she mushed me. Y'all, all I remember is I grabbed her hair and I went to town. I was fighting. I grabbed her by her hair and I was just like, pop, like, that's all I remember doing. My head was down because I had braids. She had braids too. But she mushed my forehead, and all I needed was one touch. I'm not a fighter, but all I need is one touch, and I'm fighting. So she mushed my forehead, and I grabbed her hair, and I just went to town. I honestly feel like I blacked out for 2.5 seconds. That's how pissed off I was, but I don't think the fight lasted that long, really. Like, it probably lasted about 10 seconds. But we were fighting, and we ended up getting separated by Tasha and Star. And she over there in the corner crying. I don't know what she was saying, but she was crying. She was just like, what was she saying? All I remember, I was just like, so you want to continue or what? Like, I was putting my hair back in the ponytail. I was like, so you want to continue or what? I ain't had no scratches, none of that. Nails weren't broken. I was just like, what you trying to do? And she didn't say nothing. She was just over there crying. I was like, oh, okay. That's it. That's all. That's what I thought. And girl, me and Star, we were just like, yeah, we about to just go, cause we ain't got time for this. We got our stuff and we left. She was in there crying. I think she had a scratch on her. Yeah, matter of fact, she did. She had a big old scratch on her face, and I think one of her nails had broken. But I was fine. But yeah, I was like, sis not finna sit here and try me in the corner doing all that barking. Pun intended. Doing all that barking, thinking I'm finna just sit here and let her talk to me in a kind of way. No sis, we can do this if you want to. So, after that, matter of fact, this is the funny part. So after we get done fighting, we go to the front room, and the mom, or the head of the household, the lady that lived there, she was just like, tranquila, tranquila, which means calm down, calm down. And I was just like, lo siento, lo siento. I'm sorry. Lo siento, lo siento. And I was just like, we're about to go home. And she was like, tranquila, tranquila, no problem, tranquila. Like, she knew what was going on, but sis was just like, y'all just calm down, like, it ain't that deep. So she was cool. She didn't even, I don't think she reported it or nothing. Like, she was super cool. But the next day, I think we went hiking, like on a cave or something. Sis came on there with that scratch on her face and sat all the way in the front. Like, we was on a bus. I think it was a bus or a car or something. It was a van. And we were all waiting outside together. So she stayed on her side. Legit, for the last 2 weeks of us being there, she did everything by herself. She walked home by herself. She caught cabs by herself. Like, we did not fool with her. And we were the only ones that stayed on that side of town. So I know it had to be scary. And I know she went home before dark because them streets get crazy. Not to the point where like robbing or killing or anything like that. But it's just like dogs be out. Like, all the animals be out. You have to watch which street you take. People drive crazy. The man be trying to holler, like, every day, walking to school, every day, man from Costa Rica trying to holler at me. So, to me, at that age, that would be scary, especially if you're walking by yourself and people are like, ooh, muy guapa, like making all these sexual sounds, then I would feel uncomfortable. So, but basically, she walked home by herself every single day. Since we stayed farthest and in our own little area. So she walked home every day. So she ended up walking to school by herself that morning. And she was standing like in a corner by herself until Tasha and Blondie walked up. But me and Star, we walked in, you know, everything is still normal to us because we're still cool. We're still doing our normal. We're still laughing and kicking and taking our pictures and doing all that stuff. So we was going to the little cave that day, or hiking, and we was getting on the bus, and sis sat in the front. Like, she never used to sit in the front of the bus. Sis sat in the front of the bus by the teacher, and me and Star sat in the back where we would normally sit, in the back of the bus. So from there, like, everything was very much so awkward. The only people that knew about the fight was the people that were there at the house. We ended up telling the only guy that was on the trip, besides the chaperone's kids, we ended up telling him what happened. So he was just like looking, but the parent never told. I don't think the chaperone, the teacher that was over the trip, I don't think she ever find out. She might find out now because she follows me on social media. But yeah, she never found out while we were there. But yeah, that was my first and only fight that I've ever been in, and it happened to be in Costa Rica. Interesting to say, but yeah, that was my fight in Costa Rica. I don't feel like I started it, but I definitely provoked it by walking up on her and pushing her into the corner. To this day, I don't like her. I don't even know her. I don't follow her on nothing. I don't think she did follow me on YouTube. As long as she subscribed to my channel while we were in Costa Rica. I'm sure she unsubscribed by now. But yeah, I have not heard anything about her. Tasha was trying to be messy. She know who I'm talking about. She was trying to be messy when we first came back, sending me stuff on her page, like sending me stuff about her and her boyfriend. But I don't care about this. She can do what she want to do. But yeah, to this day, me, Tasha, we're cool. Me and Blondie, we keep in contact on Facebook. Me and Star, we don't talk as much, but we did keep in touch for a while. Like, those are some of my friends that I would keep, you know, for the rest of my lifetime. But Shorty, just saying. But yeah, that's my story time of the time I got into my first fight. Needless to say, it was a very short fight, but I guess it was needed at the moment. But yeah, I have no words for her. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching my story time of when I got into my first fight. If you want more story times like this, you know, leave a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. If you have a suggestion of what you want as a story time, leave a comment down below as well. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you're notified every time that I post a new video. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Since you made it to the end of this video, you might as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.